Kidderminster. On the face of it, a very ordinary town in the West Midlands. But the town has a history steeped in rock music, which draws visitors from all corners of the world. In the 60s, live music was a really important part of people's lives. It's been documented in a book about the town.
Kidderminster Town Hall has been very important regarding rock music for many a year. It all started off really in the early to mid 1960s when Kidderminster Town Hall became a rock circuit through a promoter called Frederick Bannister, and our famous bands appeared there: the Rolling Stones, the Yardbirds, Tom Jones, Silver Black, many more, too many to mention. Really huge bands. When the day is done, looking for my woman, but the girl don't come.
I think way back then in the 60s and 70s, I mean, the music scene was so prolific and happening, literally in so many towns. There were so many places for bands to play. Literally every pub was a gig.
John Bonham was the drummer with Led Zeppelin. He tragically died at the age of 32 and is buried near to Kidderminster. He's still renowned by many as the world's greatest drummer. His grave is visited by people from all around the world. Famous visitors include Lenny Kravitz and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Bonham's music still lives on in the town.
Good evening, Kiddy. How nice to see you. What a treat for us to be here. Fantastic building.
For us, this is very much Led Zeppelin country. You've got sort of John Bonham's grave not far down the road. Robert Plant lives not too far away. And the history of the history of Kidderminster is that you have some amazing bands that have been in the past. And so for us, it had a vibe, it had a rock spiritual feel, if you like. The building itself is great, and we know that there's been some great musicians played here in the past.
It's great to have events like this at the Town Hall, like there was in the 60s and the 70s.
It's fantastic! It's as good as all those years ago!
There are local acts now making their mark, as well as those in the past.
I know there's a lot of focus on the 60s because I think of Zeppelin, but there's a stack of artists that have gone on to get record deals and have hit records from this town and specifically this college.
The rock heritage of Kidderminster is still around for everyone to see. We don't know if this era of rock will ever be repeated. KK Downing from Judas Priest is away from the music hub. Now he devotes his time to golf.
It's good for me to be away from it for a while, Whether I'll ever be on a stage again remains to be seen. Honestly, I couldn't answer that question. But as they say, the famous last words, never say never. So I was